welcome. My name is Eric and I'm with Conductor. I'd love to share a little bit about Conductor and what we do here before we get started. So Conductor exists to empower entrepreneurs, innovators, and small business leaders. And we do that through no-cost resources through events like today, where entrepreneurs share their startup stories. But we also have other workshops that are geared a little bit more technical subjects and resources for your business. We do that throughout the month. We also have one-on-one consults with our team and then a network of subject matter experts, which includes anything from a lawyer to a CPA to marketing specialist, all at no cost. You're able to access all those resources at arconductor.org. We also do pitch nights, different outreach opportunities, and then of course we have the Arnold Innovation Center that's powered by Combi Corporation. This is a low-cost co-working space for small business owners and entrepreneurs. And if you guys would like to engage with us on our socials, you can do so at AR Conductor. We would actually really love that if you're enjoying today and having something you would love if you did that. So that's a little bit about us, and I would love for you guys to give Lindsay a really warm welcome. Thank you for being here.
Well, thank you so much for coming. My name is Lindsay Garrett. I'm the owner of Euphoria Salon, and we're located right across the road right over here. I'm really honored to be here today. It's really cool to have such a full house that is they feel very supportive. So thank you so much. I know taking an hour out of your day is a lot. So it just means a lot to me. My story is pretty non-conventional. I think I get asked just about every day how I went from marketing strategist to teacher to business owner. And so I'll just tell my dad about this. I'm starting from the beginning. It's not going to be every single detail of my life. I don't want to bore you with that. I'm going to try to keep it focused on my business, but I think it started with me as a child never really having a specific thing I wanted to do. After kids that question, and then after the students that question, when I was a teacher, I never had just one thing. I always had a list. It was the things that I wanted to do. Didn't know what that meant, maybe in the world, but here I am. I've done a lot of things, and I'm going to try to kind of construct this word mix it. I can honestly say that I have things or values in my life that I've really built my life on, and hope that it continues to like with my kids. There's my kids. So my themes or core values are my family, my faith, hard work, and integrity. I'm going to talk about these individually. Random scholar. So this is my family. It's my first core value. My family is incredibly important to me. Tyler, he's 9. Rand is 18 months, and that's my husband, John Mark. He's already in the front. And this is my family way back in. My mom sent me different pictures. But I think this one I just found it so funny because this is classic 90s, it's like the denim on denim. Everybody looks great. Mom can wave. She's up here in the front. Mom looks great. Dad looks great. My brother, me, and sister Chloe. And then there's me in my weird preteen stage, and I needed a major glow up. It's pretty obvious why I needed to go into the industry eventually. I had no clue what to do with my hair. Had the biggest glasses ever. I think we were out at work in my back. So yeah, I just thought I'd include a little awkward picture of myself. I was born and raised in Conway. The early 90s, I lived in Conway from when I was born until we moved to Greater, I guess about 2001, I think. So we pretty much all had to stay in Conway. The Conway that I remember is very different than the Conway today. I do remember the old Fred Branch getting a lemonade there. I remember the old movie theater and hanging out in the courtyard. It's very, very different. Conway has grown a lot, a whole lot. I think recently we were named one of the fastest growing towns in pretty growing up, my life was very typical, but in the best way. Just a lot of camping, doing trip activities, And like I said, my parents always instilled in me that it was okay to be different and that you usually would have, and it would help pressure to be when you learn something better. Thankful for that. My faith, this is something that's just incredibly important to me at a very early age. My parents taught me what it meant to have God's will in my life and walk with Him. And so to really understand me, you have to understand that is extremely important to me. And even if I miss the mark, I really truly have tried my entire life to walk in His will and choose paths that were in His will. There's been decisions that just don't make sense unless you understand that about me. Okay, hard work. Growing up, my dad owned a lawn and landscaping business. And so my parents were actually the first small business leaders that I was in touch with. And we spent some Saturdays working as a family. Wish I could say like I'm talking about that. I mean, honestly, girl, I mean, but looking back on it, the values that instilled in me and that kept us all as a family together. I mean, we were not all doing our separate things, we were working together. Working fire beds, cooking weed, we eat lunch together, and that is so important. And I've taken that, I know I've taken that and I've applied that to my family now. I was already a creative kid, I made all kinds of crazy crafts, and later on, as I got a little older, I did a lot of art, and was blessed to be able to commission paintings and early, like I got to middle school through college. We did a mural that was in virtual consignment shop for one time. So that was kind of my little budding entrepreneurial, planting my little roots, just very, very young. Also learned from my parents just the satisfaction that you could gain from having a small business and watching it grow, gaining trust from your customers, and then having the integrity to just watch your business grow. If you don't have integrity in business, you don't have any. It's absolutely everything. So I'm very thankful to them for that. After graduating high school, I wanted to get out of my work and anything. I traveled and went and saw schools all over Arkansas, went to a couple, I think, out of state. Ended up UCA, there, if you know, the University of Arkansas is very generous. They gave me a full-ride scholarship. I stayed here, and I can honestly say that was one of the best decisions that I feel like I don't want to take credit for. I couldn't really make it. It was kind of made for me. But some of the connections that I made in college, lots of the connections I made in college, I still have today. So I studied art, marketing, Spanish, and a lot of music. Played the comic community for a long time. Pretty cool. This is not about everyone. Right after graduating, I was hired by the Rock, and it was the worst experience with a business leader I have ever. I was a graphic designer and worked with a group of girls from my age, and we would literally sit in our car and I would go to work. That's how toxic the work environment was. Like it was just really, really bad, very micromanaging, just really, really bad. I'm not even gonna say the name of it, but what I will say is that being there for that short amount of time set me up for knowing not only the type of people I wanted to work around, talking about people I wanted to work with, but you can't be a good leader unless you first know what it is. And my very first boss out of college was a very bad leader. So I think it was the summer of 2010. I'm almost positive. I did a call from Ray Lawrence, and I quit the other job, and I was looking for something. I did not realize what a blessing that would be, and how much that would influence me in my life. It was amazing. They had just started franchising. It was the very early stages of that. And I remember as me, I felt very underqualified for the types of things I got to participate in. I mean, branding strategy, creating kind of like a cohesive marketing plan for franchises across the US. I got to be as a bigger. I was participating. I was learned experience with transparency and leadership. She and Dave would share with us how they wanted they wanted the business to be debt free. Oh my gosh, that was something, you know, I was a young, just out of college, I never thought about anything like that, but that just really made a huge impression on me. And then humility and leadership as well. I never felt like she was, I mean, she was like, she still is, but I never felt like working with her. It's just a young, you know, right out of college. These are things that I've taken with me. I've also learned from working with Brianna that you can't do it all. As a business owner, you wear many hats. I remember she would say that all the time. You wear many hats. You can't do it all. So you have to delegate. And she was very good at delegating, and to the point where pushing me out of my comfort zone. I will never forget to the interview today. She had scheduled this, and I can't remember the details of it, to be honest. I know that she was going to do it in the beginning, but I think that it played out to the end of the franchise or something. Anyway, there's nothing like before. Hey, would you mind doing it for me? And, oh no, this is a great opportunity. I can't my boss. No, this is a big deal. But I was terrified. Like I remember sitting in the newsroom like before we went live, because I've never done live TV before. I've been on TV, but never spoken, definitely not live. Anyway, and I can't do this, but thankfully I knew Mallory, and that helped, and it went great. It was fun. I mean, we always think things are going to be worse than what they, you know, what they ended up being. It was great. And then after that, it hit me, you know, after the shock of doing this thing, after it hit me that the fact that she delegated that to me and trusted me with such a, you know, you're reaching a lot of people. That's a big marketing to be on live television. It gave me so much confidence. So, I mean, I've learned you have to delegate to the right people. You have to trust to carry your business message when you all of it. You can't wear all the hats. Okay, so after working through during that time, I transitioned to teaching. I'd always wanted to be a teacher. I got my master's in teaching from UCA while I was still working at Real Honest. Transitioned in 2012. Oh, that part for about 8 years was left teach for public schools for 6. So that's me. With Skylar on her very first day of school, I got to be her teacher, which was a huge blessing. It was so cool. I can honestly say that in my time as a teacher, I loved it. I mean, I really did. Especially the beginning years, it was so much fun. I love children. I love the creativity that kind of came with teaching art specifically. My last teaching job was at Julie Moore Elementary, which is just an absolutely amazing place. And it gave me a really deep feeling of family and of belonging there. It's just a really cool place. One of our mantra at JLN is the culture of caring. And I always told myself that if I left that place, I wanted to take that culture with me. So during this time, I also missed doing design and marketing. So I have my own fitness and health publication. It's called Central Arkansas Fit Life. I'll be honest, I don't really know why I came up with this idea. I just did because it sounded fun at the time, and it was. But I had over 25 advertisers. I would interview local professionals in the fitness and health community and have them write articles, and then I sold ads. I was the owner, the salesperson, the designer, and the distributor. I had some guys who helped me distribute as well. I loved this too. I honestly loved this part of my life. It was so much fun. I learned so much about not only owning a small business, but also collaborating with other small business owners. But a lot of them I'm still friends with today. I mean, Amanda Castillo at Common Regional, Dr. Pitt. I mean, just people that I got to network with and have in my publication, and became really good friends with them and learned from their expertise. Like I was a sponge, kind of soaking up the good wherever God placed me. So I ended up selling Fit Life in 2016 because I just had too much going on. It was just too much at the time. 2017 to 2019, I was a teacher, a fitness instructor at Glover Fitness down the street, and I also was a nutrition coach. This was a very hard time in my life. I was a single mom. I worked 3 jobs. I was just trying to focus on creating a good change in my life because there were honestly a lot of things out of my control in my life. What got me through this time was really looking my fears in the face and deciding that they weren't going to conquer me. I love and respect for God. It's not giving us a spirit of fear, but that's how I love and sound mind. I remember memorizing that when I was probably 7 years old. And it's still, it's 36. It's just really stuck with me. I chose to push my fears to the side and not focus on them, but focus on what I could control and could control and could change. So honestly, the power of focus, I can say this is the time in my life when that became so integral to who I am now. I focused on becoming debt-free, and I was able to. It's a simple mom, I'm pretty proud of that. Model a healthy lifestyle for Skylar and encourage and inspire others. This was also the time in my life when I learned to say yes to whatever opportunity was placed in my lap, which led to me doing a lot of things. I don't know if all was like, you'd say this phrase, don't you have too many irons in the fire? There's just too many things going on. But I found that if I focused on what I could change and I said yes to the good opportunities that landed in my lap, I wouldn't feeling sorry for myself. And so it kept me in a very positive mindset, not always, but enough to keep me going. So around this time, I was asked to speak to groups of women about fitness and health. Just some really amazing opportunities that honestly I felt extremely underqualified for, but they just landed it right there. And I said yes to them and took it and ran with it. I did not put a slide there, but it went high, but this was also the time in my life that I was best friends with Sissy Lastly, and she owned a salon down the street. And so Salon and I lived with her for about 6 to 8 months. I would go to her salon usually 3 to 4 times a week. And so I've got experience with what it means to be a salon owner and how to mix color, I would help her do stuff, especially she was running behind, clean up the space. She was an absolutely amazing person. She passed away in 2019, but she was also a yes person. She was very spontaneous, just go with it. Say yes, whatever opportunity comes your way, make sure that you're being a good steward of what God's brought into your life. So 2020 was a crazy year. Obviously, as the pandemic started in March of 2020, John Mark and I got married in July of 2020. And I think this isn't just for me. I think the pandemic itself sparked change for a lot of people. It brought about, it was a time of uncertainty. No one knew what was going to happen, And so it made you evaluate your life and what you were doing. Were you really happy? Was there something more out there? So for me, I had honestly wrestled with becoming a business owner and had a desire to pursue that. And I thought maybe this would be the right time, At the end of 2020, which John Mark and I have been married about 6 months, I guess, that was when we were approached by Courtney and Amy Hotel, who were the current owners of Euphoria. I've known Courtney since college and had actually been a client at Euphoria for a long time as well. So I was very, very familiar with the business, very familiar with the business model. I was blown away that they would even ask me, but I remember John Mark talking to me about it. He has a lot of business. He's got a lot of business experience and is well versed in it. But I quickly told him no. We're good. And so for me being such a yes person for so long, it was weird for me to just, kind of turn it down really fast. And it bothered me that did not rest well in my spirit. So we talked and researched and I prayed about the decision for a long time, like months and months and months. And something about me that's a little strange, but this is just how I am. If I'm making a huge life change, I've always asked for God to show me a very big sign. Like, I need to know. I need to know without a shadow of a doubt that this is right, because this is scary. And I did that with something that honestly I didn't think would even happen, because it just logically didn't make sense. I won't go into the details about it, but it was a big financial request that I wanted to happen. And if this was going to be right, this had to happen. And we were telling John Martin, like, okay, you know, we were sitting around a pool. We had gone to a convention for kids where we were sitting around a pool in Vegas, and we got the email one day that this request that I had put forward, it was going to happen. And I turned and looked at him, and we were like, cheers or drink. Okay, I guess we're doing this. We're going to do it. And it was months after they had first asked us about Euphoria. So we moved forward with becoming the owners, and I found out I was pregnant 2 weeks later. The first 6 months of owning a business are honestly more than a little bit blurry. I mean, yeah. I was literally growing a business and a baby at the same time, but Euphoria needed a major facelift for it to feel like it was mine. I needed some things to be different and to be, you know, just in the aesthetic of it. So we were blessed to be awarded the downtown revitalization group. No, you will say it. Revitalization grant. I don't even know if I said that right. With Kim Williams, and we used that money to redo the floors, and then we painted the outside. We put up wallpaper. We painted inside. We changed a lot about the look, and it was great. I was so excited. Like my business. And this is some very early pictures. That was right after we hung the sign in the lobby. I was so yes, I am pregnant there. I remember John, one of our stylists, was like, "Are you sitting on the counter? 2 months pregnant, what in the world?" It was during this time we redid the outside, redid some things on the inside. But honestly, I think taking over a business when you have a staff can be even more difficult than creating a business from scratch in a lot of ways. And the reason why is before I could change some things that I'm a new person looking at the business structure and how we did things. I could see some things that need to be changed, but I had to gain the trust from my employees. There's a saying that I think John Maxwell saying, a leader adjusts the sail. But I needed my people to know that I was going to sail us to better things and prosperity and not sink the ship. So the first couple of months was really dedicated to me getting to know the current staff that I had. We started out with just 7 service providers. Some were amazing, they're still here today. I'm really thankful. And then some great people were not my people, and that's okay. You know, there are probably people that are doing great in other spaces, but they weren't really my people. And I learned to not be apologetic about that and not, feel sorry, that kind of thing. It's okay to have standards in your staff. So I realized, just having 7 service providers, our building is 5,000 square feet. It was incredibly understaffed, and the staff was very overworked. So I needed to bring in new employees and quickly. This was right after COVID. So this very tough time. I mean, it's tough to hire right now. Very tough time in, summer of 21 to hire a staff. Then throw on top of that I wanted an experienced staff with the right values and culture. It was pretty tough. But this led me to cultivating and creating our core values and our culture for our business. And so all those things I've just talked about with my values growing up, this is where it came into play. Values growing up, learning from great leaders, this is where it came into play in my business now. I was able to construct and cultivate the core values of Euphoria. This was our ribbon cutting in October. We took over before that, but didn't schedule the ribbon cutting until a little later. I put that picture. That's a recent picture of Aaliyah. She was my lead front desk coordinator, assistant manager. She was with me from the very beginning. Love that. She moved about a month ago. But she helped me so much in the very early stages. But like I said, most businesses have a business plan. You know, you got to have a business plan to be able to do in business. But a set of core values and creating a culture that's the heart of the business. That's your business in action. That's what sets you apart. So this is who we are, our core value. Excellence in what we do. We believe that we want to give our clients the best experience. We want them to feel like they're not just getting a service done, but it's an overall experience when they walk into our door. We are growth oriented. We always want to be striving to learn and become better, because this is an ever evolving industry, and the beauty industry is changing day by day. If we're not learning, we're becoming stagnant. And so we always want to be on the forefront, learning. I think both this was the color class. This one down here, we did a color class, we had a makeup class, and we were learning lash lift and tint, best practices there. Next core value, we're fun, we have fun. If you're not having fun at work, I really believe you're doing it wrong. And this kind of goes back to that horrible boss I had, you know, back when I was 22. I hated that job. I hated being in that space. If people hate where they work, you're not, I mean, your business is not thriving. It's not doing well. It's probably barely getting back. It's very important. It's very important to have fun. We believe in genuine integrity. So when you walk in, what you see is what you get. We mean what we say, and we want you to feel really welcome. And then diversity. We want everyone to feel like they belong in our space, and if you have services done. That was especially important to me. Being in Conway, I honestly didn't feel super comfortable at a salon and spa until I was probably late teens, early 20s. So I wanted everyone to feel like they're welcome in our space. And putting these core values into practice, it took time. It really did. It took time. It took some of my staff from the beginning not being with us anymore, but I can honestly say it's created the best work family and the best work environment. It's made all the difference in who we are. We really care about each other. I mean, we've had staff go through really tough things, and we're there for each other, whether it's staff members giving each other a ride to work, cars broken down, or making meals for each other because someone had a death in their family. I mean, we're a very tight-knit group, and I'm incredibly proud of my people and of that fact. It just shows the heart of who we are. Okay, so here's what we do. Our services that we provide. We're a very large, like I said, we're a very large building, right at 5,000 square feet. It's a huge space. It doesn't look that big from the outside, but you walk in, everyone's like, oh my gosh, this is so huge. It's really, really big. We provide on the salon side, and this is not everything. I know I've missed some things. Hair color, haircut, styling, chemical services. You get a free consultation with any one of those. So before we're putting color on your hair, we're going to talk to you about what the outcome is going to be. We have wedding parties come in. We've got a large space, so I think we've had weddings with as much as 8 and 9 attendants come in, and we can handle it just fine. We've got plenty of room. It's a great space for that. We also provide hair extension. On the spa side, massage, treatment facial, relaxing facial, lash extension, brow waxing, brow lamination, lash lift and tints. And we really are a one-stop shop for all things beauty and self-care. We even have a spray tanner. We just about everything. Makeup application. We're really, like I said, we have everything all under one roof, and that really sets us apart. Our product lines are all vegan and organic. So we use a Veda color. We have what's called farmhouse scratch with our skincare line that we carry, and then we just recently started carrying Amika as well, and a little bit of Kevin Murphy products too. So very high-end quality products and services at Euphoria. Right after I got back from a short maternity leave with Rand, I found out that we were voted in the top 3 salon and spas in Butler County, and that was so cool, especially at that time, because I was sleep deprived and felt like I wasn't around much, and wow, we won an award, you know, it was awesome. And then this past year, we were voted in the top 3 spas too, so I'm very proud of my staff. They're amazing people. We are incredibly connected to the community. Like I told you, I'm a common girl. I'm born and raised in Butler County my entire life. After kind of getting back into the group of things after having Rand, we participated in just about every event that people ask us to participate in. So since at the Common Teacher Fair, this was when I was pregnant because we're in now. So this would have been 21. This was this past year, the Common Teacher Fair. The UCA Common Days event, that's a great event that speaks specifically to students who are out, you know, trying to find new businesses in or trying to find businesses in commerce since they're new to town. It's an awesome event. Pop-up events of different businesses too. Like that one, I think if there's some Bledsoe Chiropractic, they do a ladies' night every other month. We try to go to that one every weekend. Goodness, there's so many events that we participate in, but it's honestly really fun. It's a lot of work, but it gives me a sense of camaraderie with other business owners. I mean, this is a hard world we're living in right now for business owners. So when you feel like there's other women in it with me, it makes it all the more enjoyable. It really does. Okay, so I already said we're a very large state. We love to host groups and events at Euphoria. We've hosted some really awesome events from Christmas, girls' night out to Botox parties. I failed to mention that, I'm sorry. We have 2 nurse practitioners who work out of our state as well who do Botox, filler, Dysport, weight loss therapy. When I say we have all services under one roof, I cannot emphasize that enough. There's so many. So if there's anything you're needing as far as beauty and self-care, we are your place for sure. But it's Katie Begley and Jamie Zimmerman, our nurse practitioners who work out of Euphoria. Birthday parties. This is Skylar's birthday party when she turned 9. Had 12 little girls there. It was so fun. So crazy. My staff didn't tell me for that one. I became a really cool mom. We can host large groups of women. I know Insights came in and we did hair makeup for them to get headshots done. I think there was about 15 or 16 of them there. We've had large groups come in from Simmons Bank, First Security Bank. I'm gonna forget people. I love all my large groups. I'm gonna forget people who come in. We've done a lot of group events. Groovy Smiles was another one that just recently that came in for a spa day. So since we are such a large space and we are pretty much fully staffed now, we can accommodate groups, and we really do enjoy it. It's really fun. This was this past Sunday. We did our first free haircut day for college students, and it was great. Oh, I was so scared. I was just going to be a disaster. But it was amazing. We had over 40 college students show up, and we were able to give them all haircuts within 5 hours. It was less than 5 hours. And this is funny. We had one of my friends who was next door to me. She was over Saturday night, and she asked me. She's like, "Well, what do you do if somebody comes in with a bad haircut?" And this was Saturday night. This event was Sunday, and I just looked at her and I hadn't even thought about that. But honestly, that's how much faith I had in staff. That had not even crossed my mind at all. I mean, I knew they are all experienced. I've got amazing people. Did not cross my mind one time, and everyone was so pleased. We had students crying that had come to our event because they were so thankful. It was great. It just was probably my favorite event that we've done. I have to give John credit. He's our mental stylist, because it was really his brain that told me that we needed to do this. And I was kind of like, "Ew, this is a lot. I don't know, look at that 100 people show up." But it was absolutely amazing. Really proud of how that event turned out. So I'm kind of winding down the one of the cool things about this whole process in business for me has been including my family. Like I said, family extremely important to me, but including them in every bit of this journey. I think Brandon's about 2 weeks old, and that picture up there where I'm mopping the floors. That's his first haircut. I mean, Skylar literally walks into the building like she owns the place. And that just means a lot to me, especially since, like I said, I wasn't really comfortable walking into a salon in Conway until I was almost in high school. So the fact that my kids have been able to be there with me and my husband's been able to be there with me every step of the way has made this all the more special to me. And I'm really, really thankful for that. So I like this quote, dreams often come one size too big so that we can grow into them. I didn't know what I was getting into whenever I took this over. I'm not a mental anyone. I felt like I had a plethora of great experiences to draw from and the great leaders that I've learned from. But this has required me to grow a lot, but in the best way. Okay, so some other things that I have learned, and who is the business owner in the room? You raise your hand. This is kind of, you can see visitors shaking their heads because these are facts that we know. Perfection in business is an illusion. It's like a mirage, and I've chosen not to chase it. You can be excellent, but not perfect. And so we strive for excellence, not perfection. Just you waste energy when you face perfection if you don't. Next thing, you will always, you'll be criticized by people, but it's never going to be someone who's doing more than you. It'll always be someone who's doing less. You can be coached by people who are doing more than you, but they always come at it from a different angle. It's never going to be a critical spirit. Critical people either have a bitter heart or a jealous spirit. And I don't have time for either one of those. I'm a busy lady. Don't have time for that. Lead by example, always. You have to. If you want your staff, your employees to respect you, you lead by example. And that means if the garbage disposal is clogged and there's a multi-towel in it, you grab it and pull it out. And Leah was beside me one day, she's like, oh my gosh, did you just do that? Yeah, who else is gonna do it? I mean, don't expect other people to do the dirty job. I want them to know I'm gonna be right there with them. I'm always gonna be leading by example. And then celebrate your victories, even the tiny ones, especially in this day and age. Business is hard. Small business is very, very, very tough. Little victories add up. They keep you going. They keep you encouraged. And then focus on those who support you and not those who don't. The power of focus is so important. If you focus on the people who don't support you, I mean, that's just wasting energy that you can never get back. Energy is a resource. So, I mean, with that, I just thank all of you for coming to support me today. It really means a lot to me, more than I can even express. It really does. Last but not least, I'm always marketing. You can get out your phones, and if you already follow this, you don't have to do this, but you can get out your phone, and I hope this works. Because I'll be honest, I did try this in the spring. It works. It doesn't work. Follow us on our social media pages. We are always posting availability, discounts and deals, new fall packages, but you have to be connected to what we're doing. And I'm on this too much. I try to take a step back. But I'm on our social media all the time. So I was like, oh, we can do it. You can do it unless you already follow it. Okay. Calling you out. It's so important, y'all. I can't emphasize it enough. I always knew that it was, even working with Fit Life and being from Conway, but until I became an owner and feel it every day, and every little bit of support I got, it really does. So thank you all so much for coming and supporting me and being the world to me. Thank you to the conductor for having this series. I'm really thankful. This is so cool to be able to have this platform and hear from different owners and feel like you're not, business ownership can be very lonely. So feeling like you're not alone is huge. So thank you so much. If you're okay with it, any of you guys have questions?
Anybody online? Awesome. Well, thank you all so much for coming.